Alright. Let's get today going. This is definitely an interesting one. I'm just kind of getting through with an interface right here, which is quite nice to work with. I just gotta stay low so we don't run into the wind, but whew, this is quite nice. I think the only thing I'm still trying to figure out, because I had to figure out render range and all this other stuff, is how do I jump around the map super duper quick? Teleport is Alt left click. Gotcha. Okay. Cool. I got that sorted. All right, guys. How y'all doing? Wee Woo here. We're going to be on stream number 2 today out of 3 planned, with probably 1 or 2 more extra to run some mission dev. That SCP operation was really funny, where the Chuckleheads decided to all put on the mind control helmets, and it turned into a little PvP bloodbath at the end, but unfortunately, Richter Von Fluffers got away. What a shame. We're now in our second stream, where we will be commenting some artillery-only PvP. This, I'm going to be honest, is one of my favorite things to cover in all of Arma 3, because it all started with a, at least for me, a talk with my father about something like this existing, and the next thing I know, a man named Bernard from the Group Adler community, which I'm probably butchering the name of, reaches out to me and says, hey, I got this project going on, and I think for the past, I want to say, 3 years? On and off, we've occasionally covered a game of Shoot and Scoot. Shoot and Scoot, very fun game mode. It is all about Blue 4 versus Op 4 on Tanoa. You are trying to find and eliminate a bunch of different potential ammo boxes. It's either 3 or 5. The CSAT ones look like this, and the Blue 4 ones look like the Huron, which is the, vanilla Chinook. Those pods, whereas this one, it's the Taru. But otherwise, there are multiple different types of units. Some units will go out and try to scout out and call in the ranging shots for the artillery. Some groups will work as the artillery crews. Some might take a mortar. Some might act as drone operators or utilize these drones right here. I believe these are drone jammers as well. And then we also have these positions here, which also, I believe, act as drone jammers. So there's a lot of different moving components with this, but it's mainly about keeping your artillery pieces alive as you are trying to locate and destroy your opponent's artillery positions. Each of these areas will have a camo net, and if they're lucky, it might have one of those cargo containers underneath that they are trying to utilize. So we already see Blue 4 partially mobilizing here. This interface I am getting a little bit used to, so I'm going to be a bit slow, but it definitely has a lot of information. I'm going to be honest, I don't know what this interface is. I've never seen it before, but this is my favorite. Because it literally has a built-in menu here that lets you basically hide any of the markers here that you want, so you can easily go into a cinematic mode. There's a way, I think, for you to listen into radio comms as well. I'm still trying to figure out this one, to be perfectly honest. I do get a radio overlay. I think that's this button, for example. But I have a feeling if you're like... There might be a way to listen to their net, because I am seeing if you hit F3, you can adjust the volume. But that might be only if I have a built-in radio. It's just finding all the features took me a second. But there's a way that you can also select players and then... Yeah, so if I were to, like, center over and then hit the F key, I can immediately jump onto people. It's just a matter of lining up my camera, because I don't have a guidance cursor in the middle, so it's kind of a guessing game. But thankfully, because I'm a Zeus, I have a rough idea of where that is, and I can immediately hone in onto people. But I do love the fact that this is definitely like the speediest I've ever had a camera go. So I can immediately jump across the map if need be. It's just going to take me a hot second to get used to the fact that I have to hold shift to then pan all the way across, but woo, and then you just use Q and E. So yeah, like I said, it's gonna take me a hot second to get used to this interface, but man, I do like it. And I know Xphil's been getting on my butt about wanting to ask me a million questions for how to utilize the spectator interface, so I might just throw him a video of this, because this is pretty good. I'm a little worried right now because I think my camera is now centered on a certain player, which appears to be him, and now I'm trying to... I don't know how to get rid of that. Control F to non-follow. Alright. Wait. No, now I'm following Bernard here.
Is that a long range 64?
And if I hit F, then it should break away, right? No.
Do you guys have EW operators and do they have questions?
Yeah, we can hear him locally, though, which is good. Trying to see if Bernard moves around. I think by hitting
Does
F, it
Oppo have
resets
any
it, and then if I do
EW
Control F,
operator,
it
and if
follows.
yes,
Okay.
do they have questions? Yeah.
F1 there.
So I think Bernard right now is getting Op 4 sorted, Blue 4 getting ready to go here. What we can see on the map we highlight, we see all the players here. I mean, I really like this interface, man. This is definitely my favorite one so far. You hover over, it gives their map. It's beautiful. The naval ship is unfortunately just for show. There's nothing, if you're meaning this puppy right here, there's nothing on it that gives them any advantage or whatnot. We do have a cruise missile system here, and it looks like one pod is open, so maybe there is a point. I think that's just to hit the opponent's base once you quote-unquote win. So that might just be an added win condition, but hey, we'll see. They're always updating this game mode. What I know is out of date. I just know the basic gameplay. I don't know if they've added anything else, and that's part of the fun of coming back and covering this every, like, 6 to 12 months.
Ja, wenn du auf die Space-Taste gehst, wird ein Peilsteuer auf die Karte gemalt, damit kannst du manuell ein bisschen
Alright, so we see them equipping themselves here. We do have this radio tower here that gives them that added radio range if they want to keep someone back at base like a commander here. If I recall correctly, so these are the drone jammers here. These are artillery radars. So if they deploy one, it creates a circle on the map for them, and then any rounds that go by that circle, they can then track, and that helps them pin down where the enemy artillery positions are. It's taking me a second to remember that when it's counter battery radar, essentially. Sorg, you just join them. All the information is put in the announcement, and then you just go into the slotting channel and pick the slot. We have a write-up on what to do, but, I mean, it's literally just jump in and play. We don't do any of that training requirement BS or whatnot. We're just here to play a video game. And then if you also notice, they do have some of the contact DLC radio devices, because I believe they have Crow's Electronic Warfare, and you can use those if you spot like an enemy darter drone. You can like force it to the ground with one of those. Yeah, so you would just look at the roster, see if there's any open slot. If there isn't, then you just join reserves, and then you jump on, and if there is somewhere I can put you, I'll put you there. If not, oh well. But the training op, we have 2 locked squads, so you're going to get a slot. I'm just going to have you, like, go somewhere with a small team or something. But it just depends on how many people show up. But if it's an op like a few days ago where we only had 2 groups of 6... and we had like 5 reservists. Yeah.
So the jammer
it's
site,
it was a matter of, you know, if any of those 12 don't appear, then, you know, one of those reservists get a slot, but otherwise I don't have any other slots, because some ops I want to be small scale, some are going to be large scale, just depends. And then if you want to guarantee yourself a slot, you slot at the slotting time. And as long as your timestamp has the slotting time, or, you know, past the slotting time, then you're good. If it's a minute before, then it's a dud.
What do you mean?
Yeah, all good, Sorg. I mean, the latest training angle, you're literally just playing as a rifleman doing rifleman shit. Shooting at mostly unarmored dudes. Not unarmed, mind you, unarmored, so they'll go down in a few hits, but yeah. I'm going to be honest, though, I'm probably going to be dead tired by the time we hit that mission in 2.5 hours. C, yeah, shush. And then C is one of the people that through a deal with me, through helping to fund operations and server costs, we give him a few extra slottings a month. See, I got some bad news for you though, buddy. I scheduled your op for tomorrow afternoon. Wait, no, I'm an idiot. No, never mind. No, it's still good. The op you wanted is slotted for tomorrow. I need to announce it. There was another thing going on, but I read it again and I misread it. I thought it was tomorrow, but it's actually next week. But yeah, there's so much shit I have to do this week. is, yes, this op is basically Battleship. But the point isn't to try to guess where the enemy is. The point is to go and, like, look where they are. And then you're not allowed to put artillery assets past the purple line. So all of Blue 4's already has to stay south. All of Op 4's artillery has to stay north. Yeah, a minor. I left it up to the people, and most of them voted to not cancel it. So I'm like, all right. If that's what the people want, then yeah. But I promised Bernard I'd cover Shoot and Scoot, and Shoot and Scoot is one of the few things where I won't then turn around and say, hey, I accidentally double booked. Like, because I only get this once every, like, 6 months, and I do like covering it. But that's on me. Yeah, damn democracy. Oh, well. What really bugged me in that announcement was explaining to people, hey, if I'm pushing back a slot, it means I'm pushing it back by a few hours. If I'm pushing up a slot, it means I'm pushing it up an hour. But I also included the timestamps. So let me give some general context to this. A lot of people in my community got really confused when I gave an announcement saying, hey, I accidentally double booked this slot. I wanted to cover Shoot and Scoot. So for our 12:30 op, I'm going to start it at 11:30 instead. So I stated I'm going to push it up an hour to this time slot. And I gave a Discord Unicode timestamp to basically show it was moving up an hour. And the wording of me saying I pushed it up by an hour and then showed them a time slot of it being pushed from like 12 o'clock to 11 o'clock apparently confused the hell out of some people. And apparently that's only an American thing. And I figured while I was making that announcement, okay, let me just put like time-coded Unicode timestamps. So that way, even if they got confused on the wording, it says, hey, we're moving it to this time slot. And people still DM'd me and added me going, what, like, is this wrong? And it's like, no! I even put the time code there. So next time I have to push something back, I'm literally going to type in nonsense and then convert it to French and then put the timestamps there, and I'm going to see if people can figure it out. Just smash my keyboard. Alright, let's go ahead and have a look at everything here. Oh yeah, the scroll. Yeah, it only kicks in when I hold shift. Like I said, it's going to take me a hot second to get used to this interface. We have two Op 4 teams that are going to move out on the attack vehicles here. We have two different artillery pieces going out, and I did just see a counter battery radar piece drive out. So that's where Op 4 is going to open up with. Blue 4, meanwhile, is going to open up with an artillery piece, a counter battery radar, a hunter-killer team from the looks of it. Command over here also has another counter battery radar. And then over here we have a third artillery piece and a second hunter-killer team. I think Op 4's hunter-killer teams are bigger than Blue 4's. That team was only like 2 or 3 people. Whereas this one looks to only be another 2 or 3 people. Okay, that one's 4. Meanwhile, the Op 4 ones are definitely loaded, so Blue 4 is going to be spreading their player base along multiple assets, whereas Op 4...
When you're outside the vehicle, will make a bearing line appear on your
yeah,
map.
so we have a
with your
group of
current
4 and
position
5, so
current-
those additional infantry are going into additional RD pieces, or like a single player to move a radar, so that's quite interesting. I'd say Op 4 right off the bat might have a bit of a better, Blue 4 might have a bit of an advantage because they'll have more stuff in the field. Whereas Op 4, when it comes to direct PvP, having higher numbers is good, but the ultimate goal is to spread your forces out and find the enemy artillery sites. And with both sites only having 2 hunter-killer teams apiece, that might be a bit more difficult. Now, Op 4 and Blue 4, they do have access to UAVs.
Their don't shoot here zone. You might want to do
So we'll also see if those drones can be utilized for anything additional here, but right now we're just waiting for the round to officially begin. I'd say Blue 4 has a bit of a slight advantage here, but we'll have to see how things go. Is this event one life? Great question. It is not. You will respawn in your base zone, and then it is up to you to figure out how to get reinserted. What was that op you hosted for Jester's group? That was the open world Bornholm incident? Yeah. Had the looting and shit. I wonder. Yeah, it was literally called the Bornholm incident. That and the Isla Duala incident, like, both of those were great campaigns, but for different reasons. Thoughts on Fluffer Core Revolt series? I mean, mine I haven't had a chance to look at it, unless they were part of the... No, the other things you sent me was for the Los Alamos campaign. Some of those I will be taking to when I transition it to Colombia, but I want to get through Los Alamos by the end of this month, and we're on track to do that. But yeah, I could have sworn the Bornholm stuff was called the Bornholm incident. Bornholm incident. Someone type it out for him. But yeah, as we're waiting, if you guys have any random questions about anything related to, you know, stuff, feel free to ask. I still can't believe that my chucklehead of a player base at least they had the sense to take them off after I hinted, hey, maybe you shouldn't put on a bunch of random helmets that your opponent that is clearly unwilling to put them on and isn't trying to kill you when they're not having it on, decides to then try to kill you. Alright, game on. Op 4, we're going to see them deploy most of their stuff to the left, one group going off to the right, 4 vehicles active, 2 RD Vics, 200 Killer Vics. Counter battery radar might be staying in base for now as they attempt to get a drone up, which that's the one drawback about this interface, but it's like every other interface too. I need a way to see these damn things. There's a way in the other main interface I use where I select a player and look through his vision, and then maybe I can do that. So if I were to indicate that, if I Control F him, and then I hit the map,
Was give it?
nah, it doesn't let me follow his drone. Oh well. Meanwhile, looking at the other side, Blue 4 has 200 killer teams, both going north. One going off to the side road is actually going to be heading east as the other one heads north. RD Vix heading in various directions here. I think these are the RD Vix, and those are the radar Vix. Because the RD Vix have the ammo tied to them, it looks like I'm correct. So that little radio symbolism on the side of the little arrow indicates that. Meanwhile, that little stuff in the back with the... It's meant to be an open diamond, and then I think 3 bullets to show ammo. Oh, I can still shift-click. That's interesting. Otherwise, that represents the artillery piece. So right now, the game is going to be a lot of macro watching with the maps. We'll see forces start to pass by with everything, and as I do that communication, I should probably put my camera down so we don't get interrupted by the wind. How big and active is this community? I can't say for Group Adler, personally. I only come in to cover Shoot and Scoot. I always know, though, that there's at least, you know, 40 to 70 players on Shoot and Scoot. They bring people in for that, too, so... Gotcha, Miner. I'll take a look at it when I can, but I can't guarantee it'll be anytime soon, because we have more ops tomorrow, we have more ops Wednesday, and then a few on Thursday and Friday. I'm super busy. It was before Bornholm, but it was with the 506 and zombies. I don't remember, because that would have been 2017 or 2018. Because I could have sworn my timeline with the 506 was we did a bunch of stuff in Tanoa, and then we did Bornholm, but I might have missed that. Or it might have been with another community. Because we've done quite a few zombie stuff. Jester found a custom scripted AR-15. I know what you're talking about because we had that in TSB and I transferred the scripts over. If it was an open world looter, this is ringing the bell and I can't figure it out. Was it the Isla Duala incident? Was it an SCP one? Because we've done quite a few open world scenarios, but I'm also thinking about the Fallout ones right now. So one of the three-man team, hunter-killer teams, has dismounted to watch the MSR as an obvious route in. That's fair. We have another team that's dismounted over here. Looks like they're going to try hiding the artillery in this spot. Not a bad area. They just got to make sure that they have a nice open spot to actually use the artillery, so maybe pushing it over here is a better call. Meanwhile, we have the Op4 group starting to look around, and now I can show you an example of what the sites look like. And luckily for them, they're actually going to find one. This is an ammo box right here, so that is one of the things they have to destroy. But let's see if they call that up. But they have to find it, so they've gone up to blue 3, but they might not find it, which is interesting. Because those markers aren't 100% accurate. We'll see. Again, there's a lot I'm working on. Okay, never mind. No, this interface has drones. I didn't see them earlier, so never mind. I love this interface. Because the one complaint I have is not being able to see the drone stuff, but no, we got the drones. So that'll help us identify things with that, but no, that's great. So we have one gun ready to go. If these guys can identify, they might have driven past it without realizing and properly checking. Yeah, so we did run multiple Van Diesen Apocalypse campaigns. Hold on, I'm trying to figure out where that arty's splashing. It's landing over here because they, I guess, guessed correctly that Blue 11 has an artillery, or has a position here. Looks like it was minimal damage, though. I don't know if that was just a really lucky guess and they started picking stuff off. I didn't even stream over this location yet. So, I didn't see any Op4 assets. Maybe the drone sees it from all the way over here, but it's tough to say. So, back to Delta Skeleton's question. I know, because you're ringing a bell for me here. We did stuff with Van Diesen's Apocalypse, which is a build off of another mod called Ravage, and I actually got into a discussion with a guy last night that I was watching, because he was doing a lot of dev stuff, which was, it's always fun to watch that stuff. I can't remember the name of it, but it was a dynamic. I think it was on Gulf Coast. One of the ones I ran was definitely on Gulf Coast. I can't remember if that was the TSB one or the 506th one. But it was a zombie survival campaign where they were basically just trying to find a bunch of stuff. I know it happened after Born Home. I'm just trying to remember what I called it, and I can't. Because I think we ran both on Born Home. Because I will always remember making the goddamn looting tables for that game. Like, it was utterly painful. Because we had to make custom loot tables for everything, and then the 506 version had all their custom medical loot, and that's where we put the AR-15 or whatnot. I just don't remember the scenario name. But it was Gulf Coast as the map. It was a Van Diesen Apocalypse style scenario. And yeah, and then we also did some one-offs with the Ravage stuff because we had like custom PvP events. Well, look at this. We're about to have a nice little scuffle here. Blue 4, I think, just saw them. Op 4 opened fire first. No one on Blue 4 got killed. Looks like they're immediately... Oh, okay. Turnville gets some pretty major air there. He might still be alive. He is. Lovely driving. But Blue 4 have pulled away over here, and now they're opting to have a fight. We see a smoke grenade thrown out. Looking at the rest of the map, we see Op 4 checking more positions, drones heading over to potentially identify that area. We do see laser markers active for various drones around here. So that is also a nice feature. We can see if the laser designator's on, because I think they can use those to guide some of the D30 shells in. So right now we got our first little bout of fighting. So, what I do see on an immediate Google search for September 27, 2020 is a video called A Chance for a Cure, the 506th Open World. I think I literally called it like Open World Zombie Survival thingamajig. It was Project 12! And I was cleaning up my computer the other day too, and I was looking over that. Yeah, Project 12. Project 12. Alright, so Op 4 trying to get out of here. Blue 4 trying to open up because they got on the high ground. And Op 4 is now just going to bank away, which is a good call there. You don't want to get stuck in firefights you don't need to get into. You just need to keep looking for sites. But yeah, my videos are called Project 12, and whatever Drum named his videos is whatever he named them. But yeah, no. So back in the day when it was like 2017 to 2020, any major projects, I would always, like, not even, that's a funny way to word it, but anything that took me more than, I want to say, 5 man-hours to do. Alright, so that is cooked off, so Blue 4 have lost one of their containers, Op 4 is up 1. I want to quickly look over here and see, that one's still up. I don't think Op 4 found it. So that's a bit of an oof for Op 4, because now they're going to check every other site. So I think Blue 4 have a pretty good advantage as long as they don't miss a site here, so that's interesting. But back in the day, a lot of the major things we did, I would just call a project name, because every project had been a big thing to do for its time. I'm going to be honest, nowadays, I probably bust out what was a project-style mission probably like once a week or once every 2 weeks. Like, checkpoint RPs used to be projects. The reason Project 12 was so big was because that was a bunch of Van Diesen loot tables with Ravage framework and all this other crazy shit. Nowadays, I know how to do that a lot easier now, and I can bust it out if I need to, but goddamn. It's a pain. Factions, it's literally Blue 4 NATO here versus Op 4 CSAT. And you just have both sides trying to scout out various positions here. We do have a view on one of these positions here, so we'll see if the darter notices it. It might have just accidentally flown right over it, not noticed. But now Blue 4 can start striking at a position here. Looking over at this site, I think Op 4 did a quick dismount and sweep around, but nope, there is a site here. Now they just need to radio that up and then stick around or get a darter drone to come in to call the shots, and they should be good. Oh, shut up, C. But, I mean, that was also back when I was in, you know, full-time student at college, and I didn't have a lot of time on my hands compared to now, you know, this is my full-time job. So a project would usually take me, you know, a few weeks to get a major mission file done, but now I bust those out every other day. Oh. Yeah, and I would outsource it to people that wanted to help. Charlotte was one of them. We did a lot of debugging on those tables. It was kind of annoying. Oh, we even have artillery trackers. But I gotta wonder, they just fired. Oh, they're firing multiple rounds. So I'd imagine, based off of these lines, they're trying to hit this position. These guys are gonna call the shots. But now this vehicle's gonna hone in on that artillery piece. I really like this interface. This is the nicest spectator interface I've seen for Arma 3. Yeah, have fun, Delta. Hope work is okay for you. See, another thing about this game is after you shoot like 5 or 6 rounds, you need to consider the scooting part of shoot and scoot. I get they're going to stay here because they want to basically see if they hit the position properly. The issue is the spread of the rounds can be quite far. That one at least knocks the net out, but it's not destroyed. Yeah, Charlotte, I imagine you're waiting for sign up because you're Polish and it's a Polish shop. Alright, these three are dismounting, starting to head in. There's no additional rounds coming in. I'd imagine they're going to call for fire. Blue 4 firing up on this position. But they don't have anything to spot it, so they don't have a way to verify if they take it out. I do love that we are seeing the improved craters deforming mod. We're actually going to be seeing some of that tomorrow, as well as Bloodlust. Alright, these guys slowly moving in. Yep, we've got a lot of stuff this week on the calendar. I'm probably going to just do another all-nighter to get a bunch of mission dev done. Oh, this poor CSAT. He's just trying to use an artillery piece. Little does he realize he's about to get 3v1'd. Can Swede channel his inner Audrey Hotto and defeat the 3 blue 4? I think he just saw him as he was running. Oh, he knows he's in trouble. And he's dead. Well, you know, sometimes I cast or curse them to be funny, and sometimes I just do it to put them out of their misery. So these guys are going to be waiting for another artillery piece to come and assist them. Meanwhile, we have another vehicle driving around to try to find more of these potential sites. I'm going to be honest. I think this is the quickest we've had a few of the sites get found in, like, the early stages of gameplay here. This one appears to be a dud, but, I mean, we've already found, I think, 3 or 4 of them in total out of the 10 or so. Meanwhile, we have a hunter-killer team driving around. They're going to potentially catch this artillery piece out of position here. Where's that drone? Oh, she's way high up there. Might not notice. We'll have to see how that goes. I'm going to lower my camera again to get rid of the wind sound. That team's still waiting on an artillery solution for that area here. And we have another artillery piece leaving base now. We have another laser marker on another target position. I think Blue 4 is going to win this one. And we just had an OP4 drone disappear. Not sure if it got shot down, ran out of battery, or what. But it might only be if people are in the drones. That's the only time I see them, because I noticed when some were deployed but not being used, I couldn't see them on the interface. So, Miner, there's 2 runner slots in the Polish shop tomorrow. I also added the horse mod and the bugle mod. I'll let you figure out what that means. I also added Bloodlust. I don't know if the horses can get bloodlusted, but it's gonna be an interesting time. I have a feeling if they can, then that might just crash the server outright. But you know what? It would be funny. How does the Polish counter the Blitzkrieg? By using horses. But yeah, we'll see if I can get 2 full rifle squads. I really want to make some massive trench lines. I probably am going to put it somewhere like a week after, you know, some Polish forces started digging in. But they didn't have a lot of prep time, but, you know, they just utilized what they had. And then we just make it a massive, like, defense line against the Blitzkrieg and, you know, basically fight till you run out of ammo and die. God, 40 hours of testing. Due to inflation, specifically shrinkflation, we now only run 47 hours of testing. Every half day. Because it used to be 40 hours of testing every day. Now it's 47 hours every half day. It's, you know, with this economy. Damn. Alright, so we have an RD piece on the outside over there. We'll see if there's a follow-up request for that position, but I think so far the score is 1-0. Let me quickly look back here. that container's been destroyed. It's just hard to look from afar because it, you know, renders back. Meanwhile, looking at Red 12, this one hasn't been properly engaged yet. They came close, but weren't able to dial it in. That's why you also want to consider running the artillery up to the border so there's less spread. Of course, that's super risky because, you know, that means you're going to be mobile closer to your enemy's position and, you know, they might just smack you for that one. Meanwhile, we have another position being checked, but this one looks to be a dud. In terms of covering this PvP event, I'll probably only be able to do one round. Sometimes, the quickest one only lasted like 15 minutes. The longest one, I think, lasted 2 hours. Because both sides were really struggling to range that artillery. But I think Blue 4 is going to be able to wrap this up in another 20 or so minutes, as long as they keep their system of checking with a drone, checking with 2 teams. We have already now launching out. They are attempting to hit Blue 8. I'm not too confident in Op 4 because they went through Blue 3 and they did not find the site. So I have a feeling they're going to check literally every other site before they go back. But now we also have Blue 4 firing up at that hill position. I'm not sure if you guys can see the moving lines here. But it looks like Blue 4 is just barely going to splash first. There goes the radar tower. I don't think they're accounting for the elevation, because their rounds seem to be incredibly precise, except for this one that went rogue over here. Well, okay. Let me just caster curse that real quick. I love how that one hit over here, but it made a crater over here. That one looked like it was going more to the right. Direct hit, but it's not enough. They need to damage it a little bit more. Meanwhile, looking back at this position, it is cooking off. It should be dead after that cook-off, but we'll see. I would rule it dead if it's literally cooking off the ammunition. So I gotta wonder, did Blue 4 demo the stuff here? Yes, they did. Good call. Looks like they demoed both the RDPs and the vehicle. Good call, good call. I don't see the drone active right now. They fired more rounds. Some were close, but they didn't fully cook things off. But Op 4 right now has a score of 2. If they didn't miss Blue 3, I would definitely say Op 4 is going to be the likely winner here. Have fun, Charlotte. I'm not even gonna ask. One second. Bernard was shooting me some messages on Discord because he saw I took a streamer slot. Because they have streaming, they have Zeusing, but I'm going to be honest, I do really like this interface. And you're going to hear me say that a few more times this stream. I'm so sorry. Looks like this area is also going to be a dud. And Blue 4 will carry on. We have another drone being deployed. It could have also run out of battery. We are at the 40-minute mark. I think the round started within, I want to say, 10 to 15 minutes. So unless that drone literally went up first thing, it's hard to say. Let's go ahead and look back here. Yep, it is cooking off. It is also interesting we have a hidden... This is actually a really good spot for that counter battery. Wow. And you can't really... Well, okay, you can kind of see it if you drive that way. But you have to be, like, literally looking into the forest to see it. But let's see. Op 4 takes a right up there, so they're not going to see that. There's just this little nook where it looks like they drove in that has it all exposed. Otherwise, Op 4 going to continue looking for other sites here. Blue 4 dismounted, looking around Red 16 just to verify. RD pieces for Op 4 on the move here. I think they're just trying to change to better positions. I want to look back at Red 12 real quick. Still not cooked off, and I'm not seeing a damage texture either. I think Blue 4 just assumed it was deaded, which is not the best call to make. You always got to verify. Alright, Op 4 combing around on this side right here. I'm going to be curious if they find this one spot right here. We'll see if they open up. Hear them locally. Let's see, Blue 4 checking around Red 2. Usually Red 2... I was about to say, yeah. Usually there is something at Red 2. And they have it right there. Don't see anything around the Red 1 position. Oh, no, it is. Wow. There's a twofer over here. So at this point, Blue 4 have found 3. Oh, that's a field of view adjuster. Woo! Okay, maybe streaming on that is a little tough. And then you got this if we really wanted to zoom in. My God. That's kind of funny. Alright, so Blue 4 have found 3 of the sites. They haven't properly engaged them yet. Looks like, meanwhile, one of the Hunter Killer teams has found one of the artillery pieces trying to drive off. Already ditching the vehicle and trying to run off. Poor Swede. He already got intercepted once. He doesn't want to get intercepted again, but I'm going to be honest, that vehicle is worth more than his life. And we see that he is now prioritizing his life over the vehicle. A very natural response. Swede, though, on the high ground, might be able to get some flanking action on the Blue 4 members of the Hunter Killer team trying to move up on him. However, he runs right into one of the Blue 4 members, and he is killed. He got into a one-on-one with Ash. Ash got hit and knocked to his legs a few times, but he is sprayed down and unceremoniously picked off. So, Blue 4 going to snipe out another artillery vehicle, leaving Op 4 with only 3. Ooh, I was about to say, if Op 4 made that south turn, they would have run into the artillery piece right here because... if they drove straight, they might have seen it. If they took a left... with the high ground, they probably would have seen it, though. It's a tough speculation of coulda, woulda, shoulda, but I think Op 4 is still trying to look around all these sites. Looking for more here. I don't see any on this area. You're looking for a camo net with a container underneath. You see these guys are throwing GLs on this position. They're trying to get the truck cooked off, and they can mag dump the gun. And when in doubt, just shoot the wheels out. So this drone looks like it's coming back up to verify that this container is destroyed. It is not, though, so they'll have to fire more artillery pieces up there. Thankfully, we still have 2 batteries in position here, just waiting for callouts. I think that was the sound of this exploding. And it looks like we had a Blue 4 player next to it when it exploded, and he got killed off. The gun, though, is still active, but we'll see if they move back and attempt to demo it. So it looks like the drone is now going to head north and try to find other positions here. Op 4, meanwhile, looking around. I think they're going to choose a new waypoint on the map to go back and check things. Got another Op 4 team heading over to this area here. We do have some artillery landing over. This is another position And it looks like Op4 is dismounting to try to verify if it's still up or not. And then we'll call additional artillery strikes after they verify that it is indeed still up. They're just running into an issue right now if their artillery keeps getting hit. Meanwhile, I don't think Artie for Blue 4 has been harassed at all here. There have been some altercations between some of the Hunter-Killer teams, but the Artie sites have been basically just lucky and staying alive at this point. They haven't run into anything. But Op4 has destroyed more sites. I'm just curious if these guys are going to fan back around and try to find Blue 3 again. Because by now, we know that Op4 have destroyed 2 Huron containers. It was at Blue 8 and Blue 11. We know Blue 3 and Blue 17 both have a site. I think there's one more to make 5, whereas Blue 4 haven't destroyed a single site yet. So, if Op4 is able to backtrack and find Blue 3, then they should be good. So we have that drone coming up. It's also going to verify. I'm just doing some looking around as well. I want to verify that it's 5 sites. Might be 4. And some of them, I mean, might get partially buried in the forest, so it can be incredibly difficult to tell sometimes. But I think Op4 is also kind of curious, or thinking they missed one somewhere, because we see this team is frantically coming back and checking all the other areas to verify here. And I think, again, the one that they're looking for is right there. Not seen any other... It might just be 4. But I could have sworn it was 5 in the past, but maybe I'm just misremembering. Mandela effect, who knows? But if I were to basically try to give a winner, it would be still leaning on Blue 4 right now until Op 4 finds that final area and backtracks. Hold on. You can hear the Artie firing to the north. I'm just wondering if the Hunter-Killer team is going to pass by this position. I mean, it's such a good position. But you can hear the Artie shooting in the distance. They're starting to aim for Red 2 again. So Blue 4 might be able to get on the board here. That's such a sneaky position. If they come in from the other way, they're more likely to get spotted, but... So funny. As you can see, the Artie tracers aren't 100% accurate, because that one looked like it was landing left, and it landed far to the right. That crate's still okay. I'm hearing more rounds firing. This position has also been splashed a few times. It just requires more. So it looks like this round, they didn't wait till the button was red to fully start firing. So these first 2 rounds might be off. Did he just... Yeah, remember, artillery... Yeah, we have a wounded guy up here, too. Remember, kids, when you're spotting for artillery, you should probably be away from the splash before you get knocked out. Because otherwise, you know, bad things might happen to you. Alright, looks like one Taru container was cooked off. The other one's still active, but all the spotters are down. Meanwhile, looking over here, we have a dead guy in the vehicle who might have also taken friendly splash. We just saw some chunks taken out of Culty there. How about now? That one thankfully went a little further to the right. And he gets knocked out from that one too.
This is Hunter B to Artillery A. It was almost directed, but it still missed by 3 meters. I'm just far more west and a bit more north.
That makes me chuckle. Uh-oh. Blue 4 found another artillery position because they probably overheard it. Meanwhile, that Op 4 group might find the artillery there. It sounds like they're just searching for them. Spotters are expendable, man. All they do is just grab a radio and go, oh yeah, you hit it. Oh no, you didn't hit it. It's easy. We have a machine gunner, an explosive specialist, and a grenadier coming down. And look at what they're gonna find. Looks like they're attempting to move it now, but I think it's a little late for that. Let's see if they open up with a GL. Yep, but it hits the gun. We have some return fire, but their opponents have the high ground. Bestafar still taking some pretty heavy fire there. Another GL goes right on him, but it just isn't delivering the killing blow. And they're finally shot to pieces. Valiant effort by the defenders, but Op 4 loses another artillery gun. So now it's going to be a matter of, will Op 4 have any artillery pieces remaining to destroy the remaining Blue 4 sites? Meanwhile, Op 4 have successfully found and eliminated one Blue 4 artillery position. We do have one Blue 4 player staying back here, though, who clearly does not want to be spotted. Maybe you'll find an angle to pick someone off. He does, and he kills Toby. To be or not to be, it doesn't matter because he's dead either way. And Scalman gets plinked off by Lucozio back here. I don't know why we have an uncon guy, but great marksmanship from those two. How's this funny little Maskaz situating itself? It looks like they were able to get a few of their guys up. There's still one wounded, though. I'm hearing fire in the distance. That appears to be Blue 4. Oh my god, we're actually seeing Artie counter-battering Artie. Laser designator marked.
Okay, copy that. Okay.
By a
Open your
drone.
map.
Remember last game I covered the last Artie position was up on this ridge here. Looks like it's not there at this point. This poor artillery piece. Sweet, I'd tell you to run, but I think it's already too late. Oh, no, we got lucky. That one hit the house. How about now? Ooh! Swede finds some low ground. The ammo Vic is cooked. Swede, he finds a crater to hide in, but he opts not to hide in the crater. Instead, this thin sheet metal fence. He's gonna try to hide in the building instead. Unfortunately, it looks like he can't find the single story. And unfortunately, the artillery finds Swede. Bobby, never come into my channel and address me like that again. Jesus Christ. So yeah, Op 4's down to their last gun. Then they're gonna have to resort to mortars. Swede is not having a great day. Nah. See a laser designator here. So it is 5. Alright, that gets cooked off. I think they use an artillery guided shell, so that's 1. 2 would be over here. which I'm trying to find. 2 has been cooked off. 3 has been cooked off. Which was over here. 4 has been cooked off at blue 8. Right there. And then 5 is still hidden at blue 3. It's just they don't know because they didn't check the town well enough. Because the marker is over there by the graveyard at the end of the road. And the position's right here. So Op4 is going to have to double back. And that's going to be really difficult for them to do. They only have 1 arty gun left. So maybe the stars will align. But, I mean, blue 4 still has a very good shot at this. I know blue 4 have found at least 3 of Op4's positions here. They've just had a lot of trouble actually landing the killing blows on them. Hey, Gondor, how you doing? Oh. If that team, though, successfully found blue 3 early on, I think this would have been GG for Op4. Gondor, I'm going to be honest with you, buddy. I'm a little tired, but we'll still get things done. All I've got is Arma 3 mission dev and streaming. And maybe some editing, too. Who knows? Alright, trying to see if the other team is coming up here. Looks like both teams are. They don't have any way to blow up that cache. Zeus is calling AFK for a minute. That would be Bernard. Laser marker traveling around. Bernard just sent me a list of hotkeys for the interface. I've been figuring them out, though, because they actually have everything labeled, which is quite nice. Ah, yes, the wind's up on the mountain range. I'm gonna go ahead and lower myself down here. Because now we just have that stalemate of Op4 have unfortunately missed a position, but they should be winning this, but for missing that one spot. So now the game is just going to take a lot longer as Op4 try to double back and figure out where they missed it. No, they're not going to arma the crates with their cars. That'd be funny, but I don't think they're allowed to do that. Did I find out with my purchase that was misfired? Yeah, the barrel was a 5.56 barrel and a 300 blackout lower receiver. So, Zeus is back. That's what Bernard's painting for. So we're just ordering a 300 upper receiver and it should be fine. But I can also, if I want to fire 5.56, the 5.56 barrel will work, and that the lower receiver, even though it's 300 blackout, can also work with 5.56. So now the gun can use both if I want it to. Because the magazines can load both too. And that's coming from the manufacturer, so. You're building a gun? No, I had to take a gun apart because I bought a 300 blackout AR-15 platform. And when we took it to the range, when we put a round in the chamber, it wouldn't fully chamber. The bolt wouldn't push the round in all the way. So after taking the gun apart and then looking at the barrel is stamped with a 5.56 tag. So it's a 5.56 barrel. And because I don't have the receipt, the company was like, well, you can buy a 300 blackout barrel then. It's like, all right, fine. But now, you know, I've got a platform that can do both. Well, so the thing was, you can't even, the round doesn't even go into the barrel. Like, it doesn't chamber in properly. All right, Blue 4 now firing more artillery. It's trying to go up to Red 12. We got spotters on the side. But, you know, leave it to me to have my first official gun turn out to be a jigsaw puzzle. And we have another hunter-killer team that might run into a Blue 4 group there. That is a blue 4 drone. No, they go north, so that artillery piece might leave unscathed. We got RD coming in. And that thing finally cooks off. More rounds are coming in for just a little bit extra, because they've already fired so many rounds up there, so they're just making sure at this point. Yeah, no, they're checking all these sites, because they hit a bunch of stuff that was over here. They think there's something up here, but maybe Op4 will find it. Bad things happen, it has happened, yeah. But again, the lower is universal. It's just, you know, we change the upper out before you change the rounds out. But yeah, some guns can't handle the pressure, but the manufacturer told me the way they designed theirs, it can. Between 300 and 5.56, but don't do 5.56 and 223. Alright, these guys checking this site again. They're not going to find any because it's at blue 3. And now I'm curious to see if the RD is going to now try to hit red 1. Because this one hasn't cooked off yet. Blue 4 are at 2 points right now. They've cooked off red 2 and they've cooked off red 12. We know red 1 has a site. And there might be another site here. So they found 4. I'm going to quickly look around and see if I can find the 5th one. Because I want to see if it got cooked or not. Yeah, we've been doing this for at least 8 years, so it's been a hot second, that's for damn sure. And it'll continue to be a hot second because Arma 4 doesn't come out for another few years, and that's going to take at least a few more years on top of that for it to be stable. Alright, so the last one is over here tucked away at red 19. And blue 4 haven't really scouted that out yet. So, I mean, I'd say Op 4 is more likely to win if they actually go over and check blue 3 again, but we'll see. Okay, I don't doubt that Arma 4 might be stable on launch. What I'm doubting is if it's gonna be playable. Well, how do I word this? It's gonna be new interfaces to learn, it's gonna be new systems to learn, it's gonna be really tough for me to just throw a player base in a mission. Don't get me wrong, I'm gonna do it. But we'll see how things go. 50 cal fits into 12 gauge, yeah, God. Alright, Op 4 driving up the road. Blue 4 might go for an intercept here. After all, Op 4 only do have one more vehicle. Op 4 stop. And they're crawling up the hill as a two-man group. I think they're pointing out the skyline in a blue 4. At this point, though, just keep driving if you think they're... I think, no, he was telling Toby to look left, and he spots Bestafar. He starts taking fire. And they kill Bestafar. Now it's 3v2 instead of 4v2. Checking the map. They're fanning around. They might not find it, though, because it's tucked away. On the radio. Blue 4 still has nothing around that other area. We'll see if they go over there. Toby knocks this player to his feet. Bracket. And Draken immediately blows Toby's face off, and now it is 1v3. PO trying to come around the flank here, but with that, Ash pulls away. GL's his own vehicle. Okay. Grenade goes in. That's going to further damage both of these Vics. PO now trying to move over. Gets Namisum in a pickle here. Namisum gets knocked to his legs. PO still trying to hunt him down. He's going to catch him crawling away. More Op4 reinforcements coming up. Namisum gets spotted and taken out. Op4 drive away once again, unable to find this site because this tree is blocking the camo net. And they drive off again. I'm only going to have enough time to cover one round. Because Op4 cannot find this other position. Looks like PO in that absence was killed off by Ash. Or, nope, Drakenberger might have gotten him. GL goes in, hits the other vehicle, and that makes them start to drive away in a panic. Rifle fire going off. The gunner turns off to get in the front seat. And that team drives away. Yeah, I think some of the RD crews are now turning into hunter-killer crews because they only have one RD piece left. And these guys just can't seem to find that last site. So they're going to go down and check Blue 1. Oh, this is going to be a long game. Poor Op4 just can't seem to find that last site. Meanwhile, it looks like this position's cooking off. However, there is a dead body, and there is damage to the vehicle, which means I guess some of the rounds splashed over. Op4 is now on 3 points with that site cooking off. I want to see this site. Still has a laser designator right on it, so we're waiting for Blue 4 to fire the winning shot there for that site. And then it's just a game of Red 19 versus Blue 3. Whichever side gets that site destroyed first on their opponent would win. But I love this slow casual PvP. Quite nice. Might take a 30-minute nap after. Oh yeah, that is a lot of slotting here. Good God. And then after that op, I gotta then put everyone in a document. Then I might nap for a few hours. Whew. Supposed to have a game night with friends tonight, but have you ever had one of those days? We see the Blue 4 RD shells firing over here, but have you ever had one of those days where you had to stay up late the previous night to finish a bunch of work, wake up early in the morning to then, you know, make sure everything was up and running and make a few additional changes? Then you run stuff for like 8 or 10 hours, and then at the end of it, you're fried? That's gonna be me. Unfortunately, I have to restart the cycle for tomorrow too, so I'll probably just do a power nap, grab some coffee. Nah, I'll do the power nap in, like, when this ends. Wake up, run my last thing, take an actual, like, 3 or 4 hour nap, and then grab the coffee and go nuts. Already now landing close to the laser target. So, how we handle whoever gets the slot for the Mortarman for tomorrow's op is purely on whatever Discord decided to put in front on my side. So it's literally RNG just on Discord bandwidth. Multiple shots going out though. Op4 potentially honing in on that gunfire. I'm going to be honest, if this doesn't get cooked off by these shells, I'm going to call BS because we had multiple close hits here. That round sounded like it ricocheted over there somehow. Yeah, JY, you know it then, man. Oh. Oh, it is always fun to watch people do sketchy shit with artillery. How is this thing not cooked off? It's damaged. We see it on the damage texture. That was the last round, too. I call bullshit. fire again, but as soon as they do, Op4's gonna... There it is. Never mind. Sometimes it takes a second. Alright. It's now a fight between... Oh, look at that. Op4 drove by another radar position, and they didn't find it. Really well hidden positions here. Meanwhile, Op4 just had a Blue 4 group blow past them. And now they're going to drive to try and pursue. So it's a game of when Blue 4 is going to gravitate over here and when Op4 is not going to check Blue 3 anytime soon because they just did. Hold on, we got a drive-by. I hear the vehicle still going. They're going to be led right into an ambush. Great coordination here by Blue 4. Let's see if it pays off. Going a little ahead here. We see that the ambush is past this turn. Set up right over here. We have a Grenadier ready to put a GL in the vehicle, and we have an explosive specialist as well. If anything, they'd probably want to bleed speed a little bit to bait Op4 to continue to follow them. Oh, this is going to be sick. Oh, that GL completely missed. But yeah, the Vic was stopped, and now they've driven right by. Little risky to be fighting around here, because that increases the likelihood that Op4 might find that little position, but I don't think even Blue 4 knows it's here. And now they're going to go for a 3v3. Looking at the rest of the macro here, looks like there was another fight, and the last Op4 artillery piece was found and intercepted. No, this is a hunter-killer team. Disregard that. I'm gonna level with you. I don't know where the okay, no, it's hidden away. So we got a 1v2 over here. Op4 though fighting over this position. GL goes right in. Antagon knocked out and then killed by a double tap with Johawk. Knocked out with that round. John trying to get some double tap hits in here, but only manages to get JoJo. Now it's a 1v2, but I think JoJo was the one with the GL that got 2 of those kills. Daniel on the high ground overwatch, watching the vehicles. Not a bad idea, but you still want to look around to see where the other forces might be. JoJo spotted and starts hitting Lusicanio. Very pinpoint fire right there to pin John down on that position. Daniel's still looking around, but John has a lot of high cover here from the buildings. Thought I heard an explosion close by. Did Op4 finally spot this with a drone? Is Op4 gonna somehow spot it? Anyone's game. It's tied 4-4. Op4 still looking around, trying to find that final site. Blue 4 don't see any assets heading towards Red 19. Op4 down to 1 artillery gun remaining. Now they're climbing down. We have one of the vehicles here being pursued. Oh, but Blue 4 hits the wall and breaks both of their front tires. Well, okay, Op 4 was being pursued.
We bricked our vehicle.
Op 4 bringing the drone around. Looks like they found the final Blue 4 player here, John. At the cost of Daniel getting knocked out. Trying to look for where that drone is. It's coming in from the north. They might spot the final piece, and this might be GG. Will the drone find the final position? Because Blue 4 haven't sent anything over to check out Red 19. They just did one pass earlier on, and then they foregoed it because I think they still have a few other positions they might need to look at. Drone flying overhead. We can see the camo net right there. It is actively looking. It's held in place. Now I assume the gunner. You see that camera looking around. Looking in this direction. I feel like it needs to be turned a little more to the left for it to see what's down there. He's opting to now drive a little further off. Might turn the camera around. They might also be looking for more Blue 4 shooters here. Ooh. Trying to see if this guy is looking around. I mean, even from that spot, it's very difficult to see the camo net. Looks like he's flying right to the camo netted position. I think Op 4 has this. How much more proof does he need? It is literally within the maximum range of 100 meters from the marker. That's the funniest thing, too. He knocks out the camo net with the drone. I'm hearing distant shots. That could be the mortar. I don't see any trace effect, though, so that might just be ambient sound. Oh. No, that's their remaining D30. I just have no... Yeah, I don't have any lines from that position. And I think this game is GG. We just need to see a direct hit. Mortar also firing. And that's Cook-Off. Takes out the building with it, too. And that is GG. Always a pleasure to cover Scoot and Shoot. Always fun to have a little bit of a laid-back PvP stream, so I can chill with you guys as well. That is going to be an Op 4 victory there. We will be back in an hour and 15 minutes. I'm gonna go take a 30-minute nap. Thank you so much for watching. Go operate operationally. Enjoy the rest of your day or night. Cheers, and have a good one.